It was supposed to be the future of driving. Instead, it became a fireball on the Las Vegas Strip. On January 1, 2025, a Tesla Cybertruck exploded outside the Trump International Hotel. The explosion killed the driver, Matthew Livelsberger, and injured 7 others. Images of the mangled futuristic wreckage flooded the news. Was this a sign that Elon Musk's electric dream machine was a ticking time bomb? Not quite. The culprit? Not some fancy electric engine malfunction, but something decidedly more low-tech fireworks. Apparently Mr. Livelsberger had a fondness for pyrotechnics, a fondness that tragically backfired. But as the smoke cleared, another issue ignited. The revelation of just how much information Tesla collects on its drivers. Turns out, Tesla handed over a trove of data to the Las Vegas police. This data, gathered from the Cybertruck's onboard systems, tracked Livelsberger's movements in the days leading up to the explosion. It painted a detailed picture of his whereabouts, charging stops, and even his driving habits. Now before you say, well, that helped catch a fireworks-loving maniac, hold your horses. This incident exposed a much larger issue, the silent and largely unregulated world of data collection by our cars. And it's not just Tesla. Modern vehicles, especially those with self-driving features, are basically rolling data centers. They vacuum up information about our location, speed, braking, and even what's playing on the radio. Let's face it, your car knows more about you than your therapist. And unlike your therapist, it's not bound by doctor-patient confidentiality. This data, while potentially useful for things like improving safety features and traffic flow, is a goldmine for advertisers, insurance companies, and, well, anyone who can get their hands on it. Think about it. Your car could rat you out for speeding, hard braking, or even that time you swore you stopped at the red light. Insurance companies could use this data to hike your premiums or deny you coverage. Employers could access your location history, potentially using it against you. The possibilities for misuse are, frankly, terrifying. And here's the kicker. There are virtually no federal regulations governing how this data is collected, stored, or shared. We have more regulations on toasters than on technologies that track our every move. It's like letting a teenager loose on the internet with a credit card and zero parental supervision. Now, Tesla isn't the only culprit in this data-gathering joyride. Other car manufacturers are also collecting vast amounts of information about their drivers. The difference is, Tesla's outspoken CEO and their vehicle's tendency to, shall we say, occasionally combust, tend to put them in the spotlight. To their credit, Tesla claims to have a strict privacy policy, stating that they only share data with the driver's consent, or when required by law. But here's the thing about privacy policies. They're often written in a language that would make a tax code seem like a children's book. And even if a company has good intentions, what happens when hackers come knocking? Or when a government agency demands access to your data? The lack of clear legal frameworks leaves drivers vulnerable to data breaches, surveillance, and potential misuse of their personal information. The explosion of the Tesla Cybertruck, while tragic, served as a wake-up call. It highlighted the urgent need for comprehensive regulations on car data collection and usage. We need laws that clearly define what data can be collected, how it can be used, and who has access to it. Drivers should have the right to know what data their cars are collecting, why it's being collected, and how it's being used. They should have the ability to opt out of data collection, or choose which data points they're comfortable sharing. We need to put the brakes on this runaway train of data collection before it careens off the rails completely. The future of driving is electric, autonomous, and potentially very creepy if we don't establish clear rules of the road for data privacy. It's time for lawmakers to catch up with technology and ensure that our cars don't become rolling surveillance machines. Because, frankly, we've already got enough things to worry about on the road without our cars ratting us out for singing along to Britney Spears.